Again, this is Dan Brennan responding to Joe Botelho's trashing of him. And whenever Kevin says he's ready, he's going to hit a drum roll.
I honestly don't see it.
Okay, we don't have it. Then Bieber. That was it?
That was it.
Okay, let's go. Here we go. We're going to hit it, see if this works.
Hey, Pete. Thanks for having me on, man. Of course, I would love to come down in the new year and do the show live and direct. But as you well know, Joe Botelho is not worth the drive to Simcoe. If I could just speak to Joe directly. Joe, Simcoe. I would rather be unfuckable than unbookable and unwatchable. You're in Delhi trashing me and trolling me because you can't get booked anywhere else. This isn't high school. I'm in comedy to get laughs. You're in comedy to get laid? You're in comedy because your wife doesn't like you in the house before she goes to bed and you can't afford men's rec hockey. Speaking of your wife, if I do need to get laid, I'll just get in front of her, tell her she looks nice, and ask her about her day. All the years of marital neglect would just fall right off, wouldn't they? She'd be putty in my hands. I'm unfuckable? Huh? I'm unfuckable? Dude, you're a married dude who's 40 years old and you show up to the club with someone else's wife. 90% of the women I know wouldn't put a nickel in your cup if you were panhandling.
It's not about me.
The only way you're fuckable is if the gray in your beard comes from performing sex acts on the elderly. I use words you don't understand? Yeah, undoubtedly I use words you don't understand. I use words like crushed, killed, likable. Which brings me to the real point here. Joe, I hope this next part hurts you, and I hope you learn from it. Other comics aren't stealing your best friends. Your best friends are outgrowing you. They're getting booked on shows you can't get booked on. Does that hurt? I hope it hurts a little bit, because it was fun to say, I have to admit.
That's an evil laugh.
Because here's the thing, Joe. This is why you can't get booked. This is the educational part of the whole thing. The reason you can't get booked is because your comedy is like a bead of sweat hitting an ass crack. It's initially quite exhilarating to see you take the stage, but then that bead drops and it's just ass water. Just 5 to 7 minutes of ass water. So, Joe, do me a favor. Don't beef with me outside of the Dutch Hall. If you wanna respond via the Dutch Hall. Because the only other booking you have this month is this Sunday, December 19th, 8:35 at the Judge, 25 Augusta Street in Hamilton. And I am hosting that show. And I don't have time to beef with you outside of the Dutch Hall. I certainly don't have time to beef with you this weekend for the simple reason that I have to spend all weekend trying to figure out where to bury you in the lineup so you don't ruin my show. Happy holidays, everyone. Pete, thanks so much for having me. Hope to see you all soon. Bye.
Well, that was it. That was it. That was the Dan Brennan clip.